I'll talk to you about Coda's Golden Cohort program. This is a program that we pioneered to enable studios to start self-publishing. So our story starts with a realization. We realized that there are way too many obstacles standing in the way of really good gaming studios. The data is not always available. There's always this black box between the studio and their own game, what works, what doesn't work. And it's a bit difficult to move on with your game when you don't know what to keep and what to change. So the data, the untransparency of data is usually a big problem for the studio. On top of that, hyper-casual industry, as we've talked about throughout the day, changes super fast, like faster than most of the other industries we know. And when things change in the blink of an eye, it's really difficult for the studios to know what to focus on, what to be building at a given time. And it's usually a little late to know the trend when the games have already been on the top charts, because by the time you decide what to do and catch up on the trend usually moves away. So that's another difficulty we realize the studios are facing very frequently. And then lastly, but very importantly, the deals with the publishers tend to be a little one-sided towards the publisher. The publisher owns the game, the publisher owns the terms and conditions. They dictate what needs to be done with the game, and at the end of the day, they get more of the revenue share most of the time. If maybe best case, they can get equal. And at Coda, we want to turn this fully around, all around itself, and redefine publishing. For this, our goal is for you as game makers to do what you love and be comfortable doing that without, make a living out of making games, basically. And for this, we promise 100% transparency. So whatever we see with the data, you also see it. On top of this, we'll build tools to help you with your ideation, to get the ideas at the right time in the right way, to test your ideas, and get a really good view of how the market looks at a given time. With this, we believe we can 10x any studio's success rate. And for this method, we actually have very flexible solutions that we believe will fit every studio's needs in different ways. So now I want to talk about our different offerings. The first one is a very easy one, freemium, no commitment. You can log into our platform, everything is ready for you to use. We give you the testing tools, and you can just submit your email, put your game, and run your marketability test. The second one is our partnership offer. This is a more common revenue share deal, where on top of the tools we give in freemium, we also give further support, and you get access to our ideation concept store. And then finally, our third offering is the self-publishing, which is also called our Golden Cohort program. Here you get all the tools that we make available to premium and partner program, but on top of that, you also get financing, you publish under your own name, and you become fully independent. So this is Golden Cohort. And with this one, again, you get every tool that you need for publishing your game, but on top of that, you drive the process. You have control over the entire pipeline, and it's all about your decisions and how you want to move with your game. Just as a very common example, for example, you've produced a game, and the KPIs are not enough for a publisher. They don't see it as a hit, they don't want to move forward. But this time in our program, it's actually your call whether you want to keep iterating on it, give a game more chance, even though the KPIs might not be brilliant from an outside perspective. And while doing this, you also see the full picture because we give you full access to the data. So you also learn what is working and why it's working. More on that is financing. You get all the financing you need to get your game up and running. And doing this, we don't ask for a greater revenue share than you. You keep your rightful share. Again, you own the games, and the contract doesn't include any wacky details. We don't force you to just work with us. You can still continue working with other publishers if you wish. So here's the Coda ecosystem. This is the entire pipeline of publishing. And the first and most important step, according to many, is the ideation. Under ideation, we have our concept store, our market intelligence, and our creative insights. I'll talk a little bit more in detail about each of them. And then in the planning stage, you have our interactive game brief. Moving on to testing, you have a suite for testing marketability as well as retention. And finally, during launch and afterwards, you have the Coda Growth Cloud to help you maximize profits for any given game. Here's the concept store. The concept store is basically a single place for you to shop for ideas. You can pick ideas and build your games from here. Of course, if you want to come up with your own ideas, you're more than welcome, but we realize that ideation is a barrier for a lot of good developers, and we wanted to start our tool set with a place that will help with your ideas, that will help you come up with ideas, because ideas give birth to more ideas, as you know. Here you get to choose from three different categories of ideas. One is pre-tested concepts, or you can choose from predicted trends, and these are scored by our machine learning algorithm. And finally, you can pick a concept that has been created by our gaming experts, so it will be a unique concept built based on a lot of research and a little bit of innovation. Then we have market intelligence. This is a platform where you can track all the latest releases, and with market intelligence you also see the trending mechanics, what's working in each game. You get an analysis of all the games and their creatives, their art, their mechanics, so you get a full picture of what is trending at the day. And this gives you a really good view of the current market and what it looks like, what the market demands. Another hurdle for many studios is knowing what the market is looking like, not just right now, but also in the future. So this market intelligence really solves this problem. You can even see some of the games before they're launched, so just the day they're put on the store, which gives you an edge over your competitors by knowing what the market looks like. Then we have creative insights. This is a vast library of adverts where you can see what is working currently in the market. A very tangible and visual place for you to see the market from the creative's perspective. As you know, hyper-casual is 50% creative and 50% game, so this is a very important aspect as well. We take publicly available information about games and feed that into machine learning algorithms, so you get an analysis of what works for each genre in terms of the creative, and this can be what makes your game a success instead of a fail by fixing the creatives. Then putting these all together is our interactive game hub. This is where all the tools come together and you can collect all your inspiration, all your ideas, creatives, everything you've been collecting about your game and start thinking about the next steps of your game. It's a really good hub to keep everything together, organized, and also plan with your team as well as with your publishing manager. Then, once you're ready to make your game, it's time to test it in some real sense, and that's where our platform comes into place. You can submit marketing videos or parts of your game and do both your marketability test and retention test under our platform. Here you can also track all the data transparently, almost as the tests are running and the data is coming in. You can see the flow of the data and track your success of the games. Next up, when it comes to the launch phase of your game, we have the Growth Cloud to help you, because if you've ever seen through what the UA looks like, you'll know that there's a lot of specific optimization required for each campaign, each source, and under that different countries. And with Growth Cloud, we do the job of 10 people with just machine systems, and this can give you the comfort that you're not losing any chance of optimization in any given country specific channel source. Everything will be fully optimized with our Growth Cloud. And then finally we have the SDK where everything you need about the game is ready there. Analytics, monetization, everything comes in one ready to plug in package, so you don't have to do different integrations. Everything is one step, very easy to use. So once you build the game, we take care of the rest. And finally, I've talked a lot about our tech support and how it helps you ideate, test, and launch. But this is we're not just a tech platform. We also give dedicated teams to you for every area of publishing. Throughout the process, you will have a publishing manager that will help you from the first step to the last step and will always be there with you if you want to discuss any parts of your game. Again, you will be the owner of the game. And as mentioned in the previous speech, you can decide what to do with your game, what will work for your game, what will not. But if you ever need support, a publishing manager will always work with you. Then we'll also have a UA manager that will be dedicated to your game and will help you in any way you need. You can do the UA together, or you can get the training needed and do your own UA. Finally, you'll always have a marketing artist available. Again, if you want to make your own creatives, you're more than welcome to, but if you ever need a second opinion or if you need support with the creatives, we also have dedicated marketing experts here to help you. So this is Coda Golden Cohort in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Verda. Any questions? Let me ask you one. What is the ideal stage for a game developer or development company to, involve this cohort?
Really good question. Thank you. It would, I think, be the most useful board for the studio if they've had some experience with game publishing. Again, we do give all the support in terms of training and guidance, but for them to benefit from this independence the most, I think it would probably be after they've published or worked on a few games themselves, so that they know how the industry works, what was not ideal for them in their previous scenarios, and how they can maximize this independency they get with the Golden Cohort. So I'd say after a few experiences would be the best.
Got it. So other than a company's game development team, if ideally they would have a person or a team dedicated to the publishing, that will be make easier for them to be involved in this program, right?
Yes. So actually both would work. So if it's just the developers, they can still take charge of the decisions, but leave the parts they don't have dedicated people to us. So for example, they can say, can you do the UA for this? But if they do have a dedicated person, then he or she can do these parts. And they can also get training from our experts from a publishing point of view.
Got it. And how do people can apply to this program?
They can just get in touch with anyone from Coda, especially the publishing managers, myself. Please feel free to after this talk or on LinkedIn, and we can talk about the details.
All right, awesome. Any questions? Last call? All right then, thank you, Verda.